Welcome back to PicklePatter. You know your shortcut to all things pickleball.
That's right.
Today, we're diving deep into double strategy. So you've decided to take over the pickleball world as a dynamic duo.
Excellent choice.
But where do you even start? I'm Mark, known for high-pressure plays and let's just say creative double strategies.
Okay, I like that. And I'm Raven, firm believer that teamwork makes it twice as hard for your opponents to figure out who to blame.
So we've got our partner, we've got our paddles, we're ready to dominate. But before we even step on the court, let's talk about the foundation of any good doubles team. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It really does.
It's like a dance, anticipating your partner's moves. Knowing when to lead, when to follow.
Oh, that time I led by accidentally backing into my partner during a crucial volley.
Oh, no.
Let's just say it wasn't our most graceful move.
I've been there.
Yeah. We need to be a little more in sync than that, right?
Definitely. And that's where communication comes in.
Right.
Forget those silent, brooding stares across the net. We're talking clear, concise calls. Mine, yours, I got it.
Yeah.
Basic, but saves on collisions and awkward apologies.
You mean like the time I yelled yours at the last second, only to realize my partner had already committed to a spectacular diving shot. It was a point for the other team.
Oops.
But hey, at least we avoided a concussion, right?
Exactly. But communication isn't just about avoiding collisions. It's about strategy. What are your partner's strengths? What shots do they struggle with? Discussing your game plan beforehand can make a world of difference. And don't underestimate post-game analysis. What worked? What made you want to pull your hair out? It's all valuable intel for your next match.
So pickleball doubles is basically a combination of athletic prowess, strategic planning, and couples therapy.
Well, maybe not couples therapy, but definitely a healthy dose of communication and self-awareness. Now, speaking of awareness, let's talk about court positioning. Where you stand on that pickleball battlefield can make or break your game.
Okay, so we're communicating like pros. We've analyzed our strengths and weaknesses. But where do we actually stand on this court? It feels like a giant green checkerboard sometimes.
Think balance.
Balance.
And court coverage. You want to minimize those tempting gaps for your opponents to exploit. A good starting point is side by side at the NVZ line, that's the non-volley zone, the 7-foot area closest to the net.
Okay.
Or you can start in a staggered formation, one player closer to the baseline, the other closer to the NVZ.
So like a dynamic pickleball wall ready to repel any incoming shots.
Exactly. But it's not static. You'll adjust constantly based on the flow of the game, your opponent's positioning, and your own strategic choices.
Okay.
And speaking of strategic choices, have you heard of stacking and switching?
Stacking and switching. Sounds like something you do with pancakes or laundry.
Well, it's a little more exciting than laundry, I promise. Stacking involves both players lining up on one side of the court, either on the left or the right. This can confuse your opponents, making it harder for them to predict where you'll hit the ball.
So a little bit of pickleball trickery.
Exactly.
I like it.
And switching is just as it sounds. Players quickly swap positions during a rally to gain a tactical advantage. For example, you might switch to cover the net more effectively, or to exploit a weakness in your opponent's positioning.
So it's like a choreographed dance routine, except with more sweating and less sequence.
Pretty much. The key is to execute these maneuvers smoothly and communicate clearly with your partner. A botched switch can leave you wide open for an easy point.
Yikes. Good point. I'd rather stick with the sequence than give away a point like that. But tell me, what about those sneaky drop shots everyone loves to try? They seem so satisfying when they work.
Drop shots are all about finesse and deception.
Ooh.
You're aiming to gently drop the ball just over the net, making it nearly impossible for your opponents to reach. But it's not as simple as just tapping the ball lightly.
Oh, trust me, I've learned that the hard way. Like that time I tried a drop shot, and it basically bounced back over to my side of the court. My partner gave me the look, the one that says, "What were you thinking?"
I know that look well. A good drop shot requires soft hands, precise placement, and a bit of disguise.
Okay.
You want to make your opponents think you're going for a powerful shot, then gently lift the ball at the last moment.
So it's like a pickleball magic trick. Now you're making me want to practice my sleight of hand.
Think of it as mastering the art of deception on the pickleball court.
Ooh, I like that.
But remember, a drop shot isn't always the best choice. If your opponents are anticipating it, they can easily pounce on that slow-moving ball and turn it against you.
Right, like a cheetah chasing a very slow gazelle. Not a good look.
No.
So drop shots, finesse deception, and knowing when to hold back. Got it.
Exactly. Now that we've covered some basic positioning and shot selection, are you ready to dive into the world of serving and returning?
You bet. Serving seems simple enough, but I have a feeling there's more to it than just whacking the ball over the net.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Serving is your chance to set the tone for the point, and variety is key.
Mm.
Don't just stick with your trusty underhand rainbow serve that barely clears the net.
Well, you mean my signature just getting it over the net serve isn't a winning strategy?
It might work once in a while, but predictability is your enemy in pickleball. Mix up your serves. Underhand topspin slice, keep your opponents guessing.
Okay.
An underhand serve is your basic go-to serve. A topspin serve adds speed and a slight curve to the ball. And a slice serve causes the ball to curve in the opposite direction.
So serving is like a pickleball buffet.
Yeah.
Something for everyone. But how do we decide which serve to use and when?
It depends on your opponent's weaknesses, the score, and your overall strategy. For example, a deep serve aimed towards your opponent's baseline can push them back and give you more control of the court.
So we're not just aiming to get the serve in.
Yeah.
We're strategically targeting our opponents. I like the sound of that.
Exactly. Serving is about control strategy and keeping your opponents on their toes.
Okay.
Now, what about returning those serves?
Ugh. Because sometimes it feels like I'm just swatting at a blur, especially when my opponent decides to unleash their supersonic serve of doom.
I hear you. When returning serves, focus on those deep returns.
Okay.
Make your opponents work for it. Aim for the backcourt, forcing them to move and giving you more time to set up your next shot. And remember, target their weaknesses.
You mean like that one guy at my local court who can't seem to handle a backhand to save his life? I should just aim for his backhand every time.
Well, it's not about exploiting someone's weakness to the point of being unsportsmanlike, but it is about playing smart and recognizing patterns in your opponent's game. If they struggle with low balls, feed them low balls. If their backhand is shaky, exploit that.
So it's like a strategic game of pickleball chess.
Yes.
We're analyzing our opponent's moves, anticipating their weaknesses, and planning our attack.
Exactly. But remember, it's all about having fun and enjoying the game. A little friendly competition never hurts, but good sportsmanship should always be at the forefront.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground here, from communication and court positioning to serving and returning. I'm already feeling more confident about my doubles game. What's next on our pickleball agenda?
Let's delve into the mental side of the game, the importance of staying positive, and those hilarious mishaps that make pickleball so entertaining.
Oh, I've got plenty of mishap stories to share. Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get interesting.
Ooh, yes. We've covered a lot of ground on the tactical side of pickleball doubles, but there's another layer we haven't touched on yet.
You mean the part where my brain goes completely blank after I shank a serve?
That's one way to put it, but I'm talking about the mental game. It's just as important as your physical skills and strategic know-how.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Because, let's be honest, sometimes out there on the court, it feels like I'm battling my inner demons more than my opponents.
Exactly. You're not just dealing with the pressure of the game itself, you're also battling those pesky voices in your head.
Oh, you mean the ones that whisper, "You're gonna miss this shot just like you missed the last 5. Those voices are relentless.
They can be. But the good news is, you can learn to silence those negative thoughts and harness the power of positive self-talk.
Positive self-talk. Like standing in front of the mirror and chanting, "I am a pickleball champion." Should I wear a headband while I do it?
Headband optional, but the idea is to focus on your successes, not your failures. Remind yourself of those amazing serves, those perfectly placed volleys, those times you and your partner were so in sync. It was like you were reading each other's minds.
Okay, no chanting necessary. Got it. So instead of dwelling on that missed shot, I should be replaying that epic dink rally we won earlier.
Exactly.
Okay.
Celebrate those wins, big or small, and don't let those inevitable mistakes derail your entire game. Because here's the thing about pickleball. It's a game of momentum. 1 minute you're on fire. The next minute you're wondering what planet you're on.
Momentum, like when you're riding a wave of pickleball brilliance, and then suddenly, bam, you're face down in the sand.
A vivid analogy, but it's true. Momentum can shift in an instant. A missed shot here, a lucky bounce there, and suddenly the other team is in control.
So how do we harness that fickle pickleball momentum and make it work for us? Because it feels like sometimes it's got a mind of its own.
It's all about staying focused and present. Don't dwell on past mistakes or worry about future points. Focus on the point you're playing right now. And remember, you and your partner are in this together. Support each other, celebrate each other's successes, and offer encouragement when things get tough.
Yes, the power of teamwork. It's like a pickleball safety net catching us when we fall.
Exactly. And that includes emotional support. If your partner is having a rough game, a little encouragement can go a long way. Remind them of their strengths, maybe share a laugh to lighten the mood, and for goodness sake, avoid the look.
You mean the one that says, "Can't believe you just hit the ball over the fence"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a killer. Maybe we should institute a no-death stares policy before every match.
I like it. A little pre-game humor can set the tone for a positive and supportive match. Because here's the secret to pickleball doubles.
But don't tell me it's all about the matching outfits, right?
While coordinated outfits can be a bonus, the real secret is that it's not just about winning or losing. It's about having fun and enjoying the game.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Oh,
because let's be real, we're not all going to become professional pickleball champions, but we can all have a blast trying right.
Absolutely. So embrace the challenge, celebrate the wins, learn from the losses, and most importantly, keep that pickleball spirit alive.
Love it. Pickleball spirit matching outfits and a whole lot of fun. Now that's what I'm talking about. But speaking of getting better, how do we actually take all this strategic and mental wisdom and turn it into, actual pickleball skills? Because reading about pickleball and playing pickleball are two very different beasts.
You're absolutely right. The best way to improve your doubles game is to well play doubles. Find a partner who challenges you, supports you, and shares your love of the game.
Ideally, someone who doesn't mind when I accidentally bean them with a rogue serve right.
A good sense of humor is definitely a plus. And don't be afraid to experiment on the court. Try different formations, practice new shots, see what works for you and your partner.
So basically, treat every match like a pickleball laboratory. We're scientists experimenting with different strategies, analyzing the results, and fine-tuning our game.
I love that analogy. Embrace the learning process, celebrate those small victories, and remember, it's all about having fun.
Well said. And speaking of fun, before we move on to our next segment, I want to hear from our listeners. What's the most hilarious mishap you've ever experienced on the pickleball court?
Oh, I can't wait to hear these stories.
Share your tales of pickleball glory and disaster on our social media. We love a good pickleball blooper. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's talk about how to take all this theoretical pickleball knowledge and put it into practice.
All right, pickleball enthusiasts, let's talk about how to translate all this pickleball wisdom into actual on-court improvement. Mark, you were just saying that practice is key. Yes.
But what kind of practice are we talking about? Hitting the ball back and forth aimlessly isn't going to cut it right.
Exactly. We need structured drills, targeted practice.
Yeah.
The kind that transforms us from pickleball novices to, well, maybe not champions,
Right.
but at least competent players. So what kind of drills should we be focusing on?
One of my favorites for doubles is called King of the Court.
Okay.
It's a fun way to improve communication, court coverage, and teamwork.
King of the Court. Sounds intriguing. Do I get to wear a crown?
Crowns are optional, but a competitive spirit is a must. You'll need 4 players for this drill. 2 players start on one side of the court as the servers, and the other 2 start on the opposite side as the returners.
Okay, so far so good. What's the royal objective here?
The goal is for the serving team to win the point and stay on the court, hence becoming the kings or queens of the court. If the returning team wins the point, they switch sides and become the new monarchs.
So it's a constant battle for pickleball supremacy.
It is. I like it. But how does this help us improve our doubles game?
It forces you to work together seamlessly, communicate clearly, and cover the court effectively. You'll be moving, strategizing, and anticipating your partner's moves all while under pressure. It's a great way to simulate a real match scenario.
Sounds like a pickleball workout for the mind and body. I'm in. What other drills should we add to our royal training regimen?
Another excellent drill for doubles is called target practice. This one focuses on shot selection, placement, and accuracy.
Target practice. Does this involve those little bullseye targets they use in archery? Because my aim is well questionable at best.
No need for bows and arrows here. You can use cones tape or even just draw squares on the court to designate your targets.
Oh, okay.
The idea is to hit specific targets with your shots, focusing on precision and control.
So it's like pickleball darts. I can definitely get behind that. But why is it so important for doubles?
In doubles, it's not just about hitting the ball hard, it's about placing it strategically. Can you drop the ball softly, just over the net? Can you drive the ball deep into your opponent's backhand corner? This drill helps you develop the touch finesse and consistency you need to win points strategically.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. We're talking communication drills, placement drills. What about serving? Any drills specifically for that?
Absolutely. Serving is a crucial part of doubles, and practicing those serves is essential. Set up some cones or targets on the court and focus on hitting those deep serves, Those corner serves, those tricky serves that keep your opponents guessing.
So basically, we need to transform our serves from just getting it over the net to strategically placed weapons of pickleball destruction.
That's the idea. Remember, variety is key. Practice those underhand serves, topspin serves, and slice serves. The more options you have in your serving arsenal, the more you can keep your opponents off balance.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. Communication, placement, serving, recovering all the bases. But how do we know if all this practice is actually paying off? How do we measure our progress?
Of course, keeping track of your wins and losses is one way to gauge improvement. But it's not just about the score. Pay attention to how you're feeling on the court. Are you communicating more effectively with your partner? Are you making fewer unforced errors? Are you having more fun?
So it's not just about the destination. It's about the journey.
Exactly. Pickleball is a game, and games are meant to be enjoyed. Focus on the process, celebrate those small victories, and don't be afraid to laugh at your mistakes.
Well said. I think we've officially covered the A to Z of pickleball doubles strategy. From communication and court positioning to serving and returning and the all-important mental game, we've explored it all. What are your final words of pickleball wisdom for our listeners today?
Get out there, have fun, and embrace the wonderful world of pickleball doubles.
And remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Thanks for joining us on this epic pickleball journey. Until next time, keep thinking, stay awesome, and don't forget to share your hilarious pickleball mishaps on our social media. We'll be back soon with more pickleball insights and shenanigans.